Clint Cosgrove, Arrival's national recruiting analyst, here with national recruit Luke Montgomery out of Findlay High School in Ohio. Luke, thank you for coming on to talk about your recruitment.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mr. Cosgrove. It's always great to talk to you.
Always a pleasure. Talking to you, your brother, your dad, always a pleasure, man. So let's hop right into the most recent happenings in your recruitment, which are, I know you were at Ohio State this past Saturday, and it looks like Michigan the Saturday before. Tell me about those visits. What did you learn, and what do you like about each of those schools?
Yeah, so we'll start off with Michigan. So I actually went up there for a half day type deal. I've been there a lot in Ann Arbor. It's only about like an hour and a half away, so it's a quick drive up north. And so we started out just getting there and took another just. I just like walking around the facilities because I mean this stuff is crazy what they have at these colleges, and it's pretty much like an open check type deal where it's like a blank check, and they can get whatever they want. So I mean, it's pretty crazy just seeing all those facilities and what like it's gotten to during college football. Because like I talked to my dad, and he's always like being mad about like they didn't have any of this back in the day when they played. So I mean it's just changed a lot from then. So I mean I had a great time there. It's always great to see Coach Harbaugh and Coach Moore. This trip was actually just more of a laid back trip, just trying to hang out with them and see what they're all about. So we went to dinner and then went to the hockey game as well. And I know they have a really great hockey team at Michigan. So
Yeah.
I always enjoy watching hockey. And I've never played it before, but I think it's pretty awesome. So it was just a great time overall. I had a lot of fun and just built a stronger relationship with those coaches. So Michigan was great. And then this past weekend, I took a visit down with my mom and dad to Ohio State. Every single coach was there. I don't think any coach was out recruiting that Saturday. And initially, we were supposed to go to the basketball game, but Nebraska unfortunately had like a COVID outbreak, so
Mm.
that game got canceled. We pretty much just spent half day in the morning at the facilities. We watched in early enrollees do a little workout session, and then we got obviously Coach Fry is brand new there, so wanted to build a connection with him and start growing it as well. And I was pretty impressed with him. He's only been there for a couple of days, and his family actually had shown up like halfway through the visit from LA. And he had a lot of stuff ready for me. He had broken down my film, and I was in a meeting room with him, and he had broken down my film with my parents there, and also watched some of the drills he had done at UCLA. And I was in wow. He did a great job for, like I said, only being there for a couple of days. Like I didn't know he'd have any time to even go through my film, but it showed me stuff I do great at, and then obviously showed me stuff I need to work at. And then just like talking like both those schools, the NIL stuff is getting pretty crazy, which is something brand new that no one really knows. And like that stuff is changing every other month, so it's getting pretty crazy. So having some background knowledge for this upcoming year obviously will help my family and I out a lot. Just knowing like what it's like to have this opportunity with all this money stuff and how to be smart with it and all that. So
Yeah, I mean, kind of like when your dad talks about the facilities weren't the same back in the day. There was no NIL when I played, I know, and certainly your dad was a few years before me, not too many years, but they didn't have it back then either. So definitely a new frontier of recruiting.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
but it's definitely good for the players. There's no question about it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the traffic coming through your high school. This is at Findlay High School. Uh, we haven't had they haven't seen traffic like this before. I mean, you had Dabo from Clemson at school today. Penn State came through today. I know Coach Franklin, tons of other schools have been through. What has that been like having that much traffic in the school, and how has the school reacted to it?
Yeah, no, it's been pretty chaotic. So thankfully, my mom and dad, and then my athletic director and coach got together before the dead period ended, and we basically went through just like how I could make sure I'm not skipping class at all. So I make sure I'm there to learn, obviously. So I had a couple open periods, and one that they usually come in is my last period of the day is actually an athletic study hall. So I have early release, which is nice, so I can go home. But also, that it's an hour of I don't have any schoolwork, any school that I can if a coach stop by, I can say hi or something. So we worked that out, and but like besides that, it's been pretty cool just for the community. Obviously, it's great for like I said, it's great for the community, but they're there for Ryan and I, and I think it's just been pretty cool seeing all this happen. But like overall, just like obviously you said, Finley, we haven't had anything like this happen for a long time, and I think it's pretty cool to set the tone and hopefully have these like younger recruits like and like obviously like even the county kids and stuff like that to see, oh my goodness, like you said, Dabo Sweeney and James Franklin are coming through to Finley High School, and it's super exciting. It's exciting for obviously me and my family, but it's super exciting like for the community as well, and gives other kids hope, especially when they're coming up in the ranks in the younger classes.
No question. And that's really cool that the school supports it
Yeah,
and the community does as well. And like you said, it shows other kids that, the ceiling is limitless, and,
yeah,
you put yourself out there and you put in the work, that good things will happen. So that's pretty cool. And you mentioned your younger brother, Ryan, who is an incredible 2025 quarterback for those who are not familiar with him. But you'll be hearing about him in the coming years. So it's kind of cool to have both of you there, and attracting a lot of schools. Now let's talk about this. Your top originally released the top six, and then we had a seventh slip in. So it's I'm going to look at it: Clemson, Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Penn State, and then we added USC with Coach Riley going out there.
yeah.
What is one thing that stands out about each school? We don't have, you don't have to go in too far in detail because I know it's a lot, but what's one thing that stands out about each one of those schools?
Yeah, so I'll start off with Clemson. They're, I mean, they do things a lot differently there, and I really enjoyed the visits I've gone. And Coach Austin and Coach Sweeney. Obviously, I mean, initially I was offered by Coach Codwell, and he retired, but he's still going to be on staff there. Um, and he knew he was going to retire after this year, so I started building a relationship with Coach Austin, who was the GA at the time and played at Clemson, and also played in the pros for a little bit. So once he got the job, we started building that relationship, obviously. And one thing that my family's pretty sorry, hold on. Pretty supportive of is religious factor. We're pretty big Christians, and I know Coach Sweeney is as well. We've started Young Life here, which is a group youth organization. A lot of fun. We do a lot of fun things. Do some Bible studies and go out to camps and meet other kids around the country. So I know they're pretty big on like that and FCA, and that's obviously a big thing in my recruitment is the religious factor of Christianity because we're pretty big Christians. So that shows a lot, and then just a culture there. Like things are different. Like the transfer portal, they don't really bring any kids like that in, and they don't have many kids transfer out, which just says a lot about that brotherhood there. Michigan, Michigan's great as well. Coach Harbaugh's doing a great job. He's a character. He's one thing that's like about him is like they don't lie about like he does not think he's famous. And when he showed up to our game a couple this past week, there was like no security, and he probably took like 300, 400 pictures with kids, smiling after every single one, giving everyone autographs, and that's pretty special for him to get back like that and to obviously like make a kid's day. So obviously at Michigan's top tier in their facilities. They've turned things around in the past couple of years. They're starting to get the recruits they need, and obviously like Ann Arbor is like an hour and a half away, and it's a prejudice school. You're gonna get a great degree from there. So like all of the above for Michigan is pretty awesome. And then Oklahoma, obviously Coach Riley left. I haven't really talked to Coach Venables yet, but their O line coach, Coach Beatenbow, I've built a really great relationship with him. And initially I went down this past summer to their barbecue they had with a bunch of pros coming back. And like one thing that stood out to me that they said was a lot of the pros have houses in Norman, Oklahoma, back where they're from in college, and they only spent like 4 to 5 years there. But that just shows a lot of character, and like the culture there obviously is for those pros who want to come back and have their own houses there and live there on the off season shows a lot. Um, Penn State, Penn State. I think that's one of my favorite campuses I've been to. Happy Valley is really pretty. It's up in the hills in the middle of nowhere, and they got great ice cream too. I'm not gonna lie, they pretty cool like ice cream company there, just a little company, and they do a great job just recruiting me so far. They're the first school that offered me actually Power Five, so they have a pretty special place in my heart. And then let's see here, Ohio State. Ohio State's like 2 hours away. Not a bad drive, just a straight shot on the highway. So I built pretty great relationships with kids there as well. And one thing that's pretty cool is their offensive coordinator coached my dad when he was in college, which
No way.
like dinosaur. That was like dinosaur. So, that's pretty cool. So obviously he knows some of the staff, and I know a lot of the players as well there. They have a couple kids as well that play with their parents, play with my dad, and I've grown a pretty big relationship with Parrish Johnson. I'm pretty good friends with him. So whenever I'm in Columbus, I always see him, and he was there this past weekend with me. So yeah. So excuse me. They've done a great job with
Bless you.
my recruitment. Thank you, Coach Fry. Obviously, he's new. He's given me a wow so far and shocked my family and I with how he's came off on his first impression. So that's obviously Columbus is a pretty special place. So they're great as well. USC, I mean, they came on late. Coach Riley, obviously, one of the only reasons they're in the game is before that I didn't talk to them at all. But when Coach Riley got there, he made it a priority to get me on the phone with him and make sure I know they still have interest in me. And obviously, I think it'd be pretty cool to go to LA and just see what the West Coast is all about, especially USC. So one quick little story is in seventh or eighth grade, we had a basketball tournament in LA, and my dad, we had an off day, so my dad and I took just a little tour to USC, and I mean it's a beautiful campus. I didn't really see much, don't remember much, but I was pretty eager to get back out there and traveling. Going far away, I obviously would consider it. I don't have a problem with that. So obviously I'm taking USC pretty seriously now. And Coach Henson, the offensive line coach, shares at Texas A&M before. He's done a great job so far recruiting me, and I'm eager to get out there in April. And then you probably know, but am I forgetting?
No. Keep going, man. We got, I think Notre Dame left, right?
Yeah. Okay. So Notre Dame, South Bend. I was super happy when Coach Freeman got that opportunity to be the head coach. I built a pretty dang good relationship with him and the staff there. I'm obviously eager to meet the new line coach. I haven't met him yet or talked to him, but they're coming by this Friday to school. So I mean, I've been in South Bend a lot, and I actually have cousins that live in South Bend that are diehard Notre Dame fans. So whenever we go there, we just crash at their place that night and drive back to Findlay. It's only a 3 hour drive. Indiana's a great place, and South Bend's a great place as well. And I went there twice for game day visits this past fall, and I went there this summer a couple times. So I have a pretty good recognition on the school and just the culture there. So all these schools, I mean, it's going to be a super hard decision, obviously, and that's why I'm going to take my time in the next couple of months and make sure I get the most out of it and know really what's best for me and my family.
That's awesome, man. I mean, an incredible list of finalists. You're very blessed to be in that situation, obviously. A lot of schools close to home, and then we have schools that are not so close to home, but
Yep.
you seem like a relationships guy, which is big as well. So now upcoming plans, you have an official visit, your first official visit to USC on April 23rd.
Yep.
What other visits are you looking to make? What are the plans right now?
Yeah. So, all right, as of right now, this weekend we're most likely going to Notre Dame, and then March 5th, I believe we're gonna go to Clemson, March 5th or 12th. That won't be an official, obviously. That'll just be, I think, a junior day visit with a bunch of other kids. And right now, honestly, I haven't really talked to my parents or sat down with them to discuss the other four officials that I'm going to do. But I'm sure we'll obviously be talking about that sooner than later because it's going to come up quick. So other than right now, I'm not sure. I know Michigan, the only two that I know of that I'm for sure going to take are Michigan and Ohio State. And then the other ones I'm not very sure yet. We're going to obviously discuss with my family and hopefully figure that out in the upcoming weeks.
Okay, awesome. Well, it sounds like you got a lot planned. You've got some things to think about. You've got some things that are pretty set in stone. But that's exciting for you. Some campuses you've been to, going to be some campuses that you haven't been to. How about uh, commitment timeline?
Yeah,
That's important to you, I believe.
yeah,
Tell me about that and when you're looking to make a decision and what the decision will come down to.
yeah. So I'm gonna make a decision. Hopefully, obviously, 100% before my senior year. Initially, I had a plan for this before the end of the school year, but I'm not sure. It's fairly possible still, but I'm not very sure. I just want to make sure I get this right, obviously. And I've been to pretty much every school besides USC. And the one thing that I haven't got to do yet is like a player's day and like go through what they do, like a take me through their day, like sit in the meetings, hang out with them at night, see what they do, see what they're all about, see what the brotherhood and culture is about of all these schools. And I'd say like the main thing in my recruitment is obviously you're gonna be with your teammates for 5 years, most likely, give or take, and so you want to make sure you get that right and make sure you surround yourself with the right people. And obviously, like coaches come and go, unfortunately, and that's just how it is in any sport and any job. And so, what's really you got to build that strong relationship with the other kids you're around and make sure. I mean, that's your family for the next 5 years. So, I mean, if you're not happy with that, then you're in some trouble. So you got to make sure you get that right. And I'd say that's probably the number one thing out of all these schools.
No, that's a great perspective to have because you're right. Not only are you spending years with these
Yes.
guys, coaches come and go,
Yep.
and you're not just around them a couple hours a day. You're around them a lot of hours a day and year round. So, great perspective. Excited for you, man. You've got a lot of great opportunities. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank
Thank you for talking about your recruitment. And hopefully, next time we talk, maybe we'll be doing a commitment video. That sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan. Well, it's a great pleasure as well talking to you, Mr. Cosgrove, and thank you for all your support.